Hi, I build worlds for a living, but I don't build them alone.
I'm Jeannie, the first reader and the partner who's on summer break so the real world can run itself.
I'm J. Sutton Jr. This is the Co-Authored Life.
A look at the stories we share and the life we're building together. Do you like that?
That was good. I like
Yeah.
the ad lib there in the intro.
So we have a guest with us today. Her name is AIBI.
Yeah. Whoa.
She's one of our little robot friends.
I don't know if that voice is going to come across the video or not, but Abby will be with us all day.
Yes, she will be singing and dancing and
If we're lucky, maybe she'll do the penguin dance for us.
hopefully. So yeah, that's part of our world.
That is part of our world. So we're going to jump right into pages and process.
Well, what else would we do?
I don't know. That's the segment we start with, right?
Yes.
Let's see what's going on. We actually edited a chapter this morning, which
yes, we
is the
did.
first chapter we've done in a while, but I've been busy trying to write.
Well, you've been gone for a week.
And I was out of town for a week, but
it was so quiet in the house. I got to watch all the shows I wanted to. We'll talk about that later.
Watch all the shows you want to, even when I'm here. So
I didn't eat as well as I should have.
No, you don't eat well when I'm out of town. I don't either because I ate a bunch of rich stuff.
And I just don't
We'll
eat.
talk about what we ate this week in a later segment. So
I made him move his chair, and now
the lights are bugging me.
Yeah.
So pages and process. So I wrote.
We edited.
We did edit. I just delivered 4 more chapters for Jeannie to edit.
Yep.
Getting really, really close to the end. Probably 4 or 5 more chapters to go. Maybe a little more. I've lost track of my outline a little bit. The outline sort of gotten away from me, but
that doesn't surprise me.
No, tends to happen. But we're getting really close to wrapping up the first draft. Then we'll go through a couple more drafts and we'll get it ready for publication in October. Still shooting for the October date. I think we can make that date.
I know we can.
Yeah, we can make it.
Because once you finish it, I can fast track you to edit. I can just say, this is what we're doing.
Okay. So let's see what else is going on. So started this week in heavy promotion for the Literary Indulgence Book Festival coming up in July. So if you've seen our social media, it's all over my social media this week. With the aid of the team at Literary Indulgence. Excuse me. One of the folks is Marie, the founder.
I want a job with her.
She's been amazing. She's like all over social media supporting the authors that are going to be there. She recently did a local morning show called First Coast Living Live, and she had invited me to send a book in because she was going to have a display of books. So my book, I was lucky enough to have my book featured there on the live TV presentation. So that was really an honor. I'm really excited to be part of that. It's going to be a big festival. More than 40 authors are going to be there.
They have a full day of workshops for people who are writer curious.
Right. They have workshops. They have presentations by featured authors. They're going to have food trucks, a live DJ.
They're going to have giveaways for kids.
Giveaways and activities for kids. It's really just a whole day of activity.
Celebration of books.
Celebration of books. Their theme this year is I'm going to get it wrong, but it's bringing reading and education together.
I know it had something to do with education.
Marie used some phrase, books and bubbles, I think is a phrase.
Well, books and bubbles is for the kids.
The kids, right.
Because she wants them to have
fun.
Yeah.
And really, one of their missions is to encourage kids to read more, which is a good thing. And if you've had any interaction with our local school systems in the last 10 years, they need all the encouragement they can get because they really don't read that much anymore.
Yeah, and we've talked about that in previous podcasts about how they only read segments of
Yeah, they
chapters.
don't read full books anymore. They just read excerpts.
I'm generalizing because they do. It's just not at every grade level.
Right. Well, especially when they get to the middle levels and later they don't read.
Oh, I don't know about high school. It's been,
I don't know,
16 years since I've been in a high school setting.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know.
I mean, of course, in elementary, we read all kinds of books every day.
Yeah. But in middle school, they're not reading full books at all, right? They're reading excerpts mostly.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's changing.
That's a shame because.
So while the Literary Indulgence Festival we're super excited about this, we cannot forget that this month on June
20th.
20th. It's
next a week from Saturday. No, a week from today, right?
Okay.
No. Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll be at San Marco. I think, it's whatever.
Yeah,
a week from Saturday.
Yeah, it's the 20th. Yeah, today's the 14th.
Yeah, but you won't see this till Wednesday, so it's this weekend.
Yes.
Cat wrangling.
Yes. Yes, San Marco Books and More will be there
10 to 2.
10 to 2, selling books, signing autographs, meeting and greeting people out front. We're really excited about that. They've been really kind to us. They're really good folks. It's really a good store. So if you're in the Jacksonville area, certainly come by San Marco Books and More on Saturday, the 20th, and come and see us. We'll be glad to host you, and we'll sell you a book if you want it. We'll sell you one if you don't want it, but
take my book, damn it! I don't think that's how it works. Gonna whip them at people as they go by. Oh, you touched it, you gotta buy it. No, that's not how that works. Flinging books.
It's a new marketing technique. So
guerrilla marketing.
That is kind of guerrilla marketing. So
so if you don't want a book thrown at you, just come up to the table and talk to us. Oh my goodness.
We'll be debuting our technology that Jeannie purchased, which is our sign board that she bought. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And Abby will not be there. Anyway, trying to think if there's anything else in Pages in Process that we should talk about.
Well, I'm going to talk about my Pages in Process.
Okay, that's true. You do have a Pages in Process to talk about. So let's talk about
that. So I have tried to come up. I'm sorry, I'm derailed by Abby. I wrote a children's story, and I really think it's a fun little story. And so I put out feelers for illustrators, and I was gut punched with the cost.
Yeah.
So I don't know at this point if I'm going to go forward. Am I going to work on my own art skills and try to come up with something? I don't know. It's heartbreaking.
If you have ever wondered why illustrated books cost so much, that's why. The illustrations are very expensive. I get it. Artists deserve to be compensated for their work. But the realities of small publishing is that it is very difficult to
it was pretty much
to come up with the sales that are required for that kind of
like 3 to 4 times more than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. We're still waiting on. Jeannie has some folks that she's asked sort of beta read it, and she's waiting for responses for them. So we're gonna wait and see what we get back from them. But
yeah, so it's hard.
I think it's a cute story though, and I really would like to see it in print. So we'll hopefully that'll work itself out.
Or maybe I'll just do some doodling and throw it up on a Substack.
I mean, there are other ways to publish it, but yeah, we'll figure it out.
Anyway, so when you pick up a children's book, just know that a lot of money went into
producing
making that book.
Yep. So when you're wonder why they are
$27.99.
$27.99, that's why, because the artists have to get their money for their work. And again, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, that I don't think artists deserve the money they're getting.
No.
I absolutely do. The challenge is, for the market that we're talking about, there's not a lot of income there. The average author of a self-published book sells about 100 copies.
Yeah.
And so
that wouldn't even put a dent in what it would cost for me to have this book illustrated.
So without knowing what the return is going to be, it's very difficult to make that commitment. And so I get why people are struggling with that. So that's Jeanne's Patient Process. I don't think I have anything else.
My haikus are still going.
Your haikus are great. Haikus.
Is that like the IQ to read a haiku?
Yes, you have to have a haiku to understand them.
Well, that is true. Some of them are a little wacky.
No, those are going great. I love them. I need to post more on my Substack, but
my schedule is a little off with the whole summer break. Sometimes at 8:00 at night, I'm like, oh, I didn't publish today.
Writing the Eclosion Point has been a little bit of a challenge for me, because it's a different type of book than the first two novels. It's in the same universe, but it's just a little bit different. We've talked about that a little bit a couple of times. So I've been struggling to get over the middle part, and that's not unusual for authors. A lot of them do. But so when that happens to you, you get, I never thought of it as writer's block, but I guess it's what it was, because I would go several days without writing anything. And so that was slowing it down. I was getting really nervous about beating the deadlines that I had set for myself, which was to get it published by October. And so there's no way I could do that if I don't finish it here in the next month or so. So I made a commitment to myself starting at the end of May that I would write something every day during June to get to the finish line. So I have been doing that. I have actually accomplished it so far. 13 days in, I've written every single day so far. And that was even on days where I traveled all day and days where I was working out of town on business, attending a conference.
I wish I had a cookie.
It is its own reward. I almost missed yesterday.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the couch, we were watching TV, and I was like, oh, it's 11:45. So I jumped on my computer and started writing, and I wrote a couple of scenes. So I did still feel the commitment. It's just a personal commitment to myself, but it's a way to motivate myself to keep writing. And because once you sit down and you get into the characters, into the scene again, it comes flowing out. But sometimes it takes a while to get yourself into that motivation. So that is a part of that is a very process thing that's going on right now.
Yeah.
So I think we've probably beaten that horse as much as necessary.
Nay. Yes, let's move on to the Analog Book Club.
What are you reading?
I am reading the Crown of the Gilded Bones. I am almost finished, and I'm listening to The Pillars of Earth by Ken Follett. And
oh yeah, I want to hear all about that. Is that the one you were telling me about,
with the woman and the baby? Yeah.
That seems very on brand for him.
Oh, really?
He does. It's kind of the oddity of the story is a little bit. He's very
not okay. So we got to talk about it now. So in the first scenes, a man and a woman are walking through the forest, and she's pregnant, and she gives birth and hemorrhages and dies. And this is really condensed. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have any milk, so the baby will die. So he leaves the baby on top of, he digs a grave, he puts his wife in there and sets the baby on top and walks away. Later, he feels remorse and goes back, and the baby is gone. So a woman appears and seduces him and says, I've always loved you, but your wife, I know how much you loved her, and I wasn't going to get in the way of that. And they get down and dirty in the woods. And after they're done and they're resting, she says, oh, your baby is fine. What? So,
I mean, I've read a couple of his books. I mean, I'm not saying that they're all like that, but he writes some very complex plots that.
I mean, later he did meet his son because they went to the monastery. And I mean, interesting. I was just like, oh, okay.
That's
Here
quite
we
the
go.
start. So quite the start of his story. So what am I reading? I didn't read a lot this past week. While I did manage to write every day, I did not get to read. So I'm still reading The Brothers McKay by Craig Johnson. And it's really kind of cool because they're basing the story on, and I'm never going to get this name right, Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov. So it's based around that book, and they weave that into the story. That's pretty cool. So that's something I did not know going into it. And as amazing as Craig Johnson's writing is, this is just another step for him. It's really amazing how he's wrapping it in. His stories are always very literary, though. His characters are very smart. I love that about his characters. So yeah, so that's what I'm reading. I'm still listening to the Live and Let Die, Ian Fleming's second James Bond novel.
But that's had to take a break, right? Because you're also listening to the.
Yeah, that's a good point, which I guess is kind of Pages in Process and like book club. But yes, so the other thing I am doing is I've been listening to the master recordings for the Failsafe program, the audiobook version of my first novel, which our producer narrator, Camry Fletcher, has sent me the first 18 chapters. I think there's 5 chapters left. 5 chapters left. And so I've listened to the first 14 chapters, 14 or 15 chapters now. I've got to listen to the last few chapters. So far, I only have some minor edits for her. I think she's really good. I like the story. Want to be honest with you, since we did the final read through of the story in October,
Yeah.
I have not read the story.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read a page or two here for excerpts or whatever, but I
Right.
have not read the story. So listening to it has been a kind of an adventure for me. It's like, oh yeah, I remember. And there's some things I don't remember having written that.
That's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun. You just sort of discover it, especially if, it works. You're like, oh, that's kind of fun. I like how I phrase that. There are other parts where I go, ooh, I wish I had used a different word there. But so far it's been really, really good. Have you listened to any of it?
I listened to like a little snippet.
I
think I want to wait until I
can get the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think it's really going to be exciting. I hope folks like it.
I don't want to edit her work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. That's a connection between you and her.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, other than pronunciations, I haven't really found anything that I thought was a problem. So, so far so good.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Okay, so
and then the next book I'm going to read is All the Light We Cannot See.
Yeah.
Because Jeanne has raved about that book and I want to read it. So.
Which brings us right into Plot and Popcorn.
Plot and Popcorn.
So
what are we watching? You watched.
So while you were out of town and I had control of every TV in the house, there are times that every home Bluetooth speaker was blaring music. It was great. Anyway, I did watch All the Light We Cannot See, the series on Netflix. And the cast is amazing. The cast is phenomenal. The adaptation was just as horrific as the book was at times where it needed to be, but it ended not like the book. So I was not disappointed, but I was like, the book was a little more emotional. I'm not saying that the series was bad, because it wasn't.
It was just different.
It was.
I mean, sometimes that's necessary for a visual medium, and sometimes it's just a choice for the director.
Well, I mean, yeah, but when you're, yeah.
I mean, we felt the same way about Project Hail Mary, right? They made some decisions about what to cut out, what to condense, you know.
Once you read it, then I can explain more why the
Right.
series versus the book
Yeah.
was disappointing for me. And by all means, if you're not going to read the book, please watch the series, because it is amazing. The actress who plays Marie Laure is phenomenal, and she is blind. So, and I watched a little excerpt from the director saying that that's what they wanted to get right, and they got it totally right. And even young Marie Laure was a little blind girl, and oh my God, she was so adorable with her little cheeks and stuff. And but anyway, so yeah, no, what is his name? Hugh Laurie, yes, was Uncle Etienne, and Mark Ruffalo was Papa, and Aria, I don't know her last name, but she was Marie Laure, and I don't know who played Werner, but he was wonderful too. Read the book, watch the series. It's an amazing story any way you get it. Other than that, I watched a lot of Castle while you were gone. I love that show. I don't know why. Probably because it's quippy and it's got pop culture references. And I really cracked up at the Halloween episode when he was dressed like a space cowboy, because hello, Firefly. So
the episode that was on last night was some X-Files
yeah.
tribute story.
And he kept Elle's thing to her. Oh my gosh, we're having serious problems with Jerry's computer.
Yep.
I wonder if we're going to have to get you a new computer.
Something, I don't know what's going on with that. So I did not watch as much this week because I was out of town. I didn't watch anything on the airplane, which is unusual on the trip out to Las Vegas. I tried to watch 2 different movies coming back, but I couldn't really get into either one of them. So I watched the first 30 minutes of Avatar, because I happened to see it on somebody's screen, and I watched the first 10 or 20 minutes of Batman Returns. That's not, is it?
I don't know.
No, it's
That's
not
a
Batman
very
Returns.
old movie.
No, it's not Batman Returns. It's the second Christian Bale movie, the one with Heath Ledger's Joker. Batman Begins. Batman Forever or something. I don't know. No, that's another
Batman.
It's a Batman movie.
I'm Batman.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it later. Jeannie will put it in text on the screen to show you that I'm an idiot and can't.
Or we'll just move on from this moment.
We could move on from this moment. But so I did watch that. I tried to watch a little. I've been watching because of Castle, because she's been watching Castle. Castle's not my favorite show. It's okay. I guess it should appeal to me because he's a writer in the show, and some of my favorite mystery writers do guest appearances, including Michael Connelly. But
James Patterson
has also does cameos in it. But because of that, I started rewatching The Rookie.
Yeah,
Nathan Fillion is in that too. So I tried to watch episodes of that on my laptop from the hotel room, but it kept timing out. The hotel Wi-Fi apparently didn't like me streaming a video all night, but I watched parts of a couple of episodes of that. But once I got back, we did watch two more episodes of Foundation.
Yes, which it's Jerry. We watched one episode last night, and Jerry's like, "We got to watch another one." I'm like, "Yeah, I got him it."
Because they ended that episode with a huge cliffhanger, and I wanted to find out where they were going with it. The
Empire's a jerk. That's not the word I used last night.
No, she used a euphemism for the male anatomy, but
eggplant.
Yes, she called him an eggplant. The challenge is that Asimov really doesn't do a lot of character pieces in his Foundation works, they're very high level process sort of stories, not really character description. So I don't know if that Empire comes off as nefarious. Maybe he does, but it's not as personal as the way it comes off.
I do like where the story is going, though, with Lady Demerzel. Yeah.
Demerzel. And that whole sequence that we saw in the episode last night was her origin, sort of her origin story. And that, I think, is from Foundation and Empire, one of the later books that Asimov wrote. So
I just don't. We talked about this last night. I really don't understand how people were just like, well, we get why Empire goes through genetic changes, but
how do they explain her?
Yeah,
because she doesn't age.
Yeah, because she's a freaking
Because
robot.
she's a robot. Because she's the last remaining robot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you're like, well, maybe it's because all the people like die too. And I'm like, oh, hello, little kids asking grandma. And grandma's just like, oh, I never really thought about that. Yeah, because you're brainwashed to thinking Empire knows all.
Yeah, I don't know. And the books don't really go into. Of course, I don't. She doesn't. Well, first of all, it's not a female character in the books. It's a male character. And
oh, so she isn't seducing?
No, she's just
Empire.
Demerzel in the books is a male advisor to the Emperor, serving some of the same purposes this character does, but not all of them, clearly.
Right.
And they alluded to in the story that one of the parts we watched last night. They alluded to the fact that she had not always been presenting as female, because
right.
The character is actually a robot from Asimov's early robot novels, Caves of Steel and Robots of Dawn. And he brought that character forward into these novels. But when he first wrote Foundation, he didn't tell you that. So you may conclude from that he retconned that later. But the character of Demerzel turns out to be another character that we'd seen in the earlier robot novels. He ties all that up in later books. But so it wasn't a female at all. She hints at that she wasn't always a female,
right,
in the episode last night. But and that Demerzel wasn't her first name,
right?
Because the robot's first name is R. Daniel Oval.
I'm wondering if she's going to become a hero.
I don't know.
They kind of set that up last night, like.
Yeah, in the books, she is secretly on the side of the Foundation.
Oh, okay.
She helps Harry Seldon when he's on Trantor behind the scenes. So, and they sort of kind of hinted at that last night, although they're writing it as more of a conversion. And I think in the story, she was kind of always there. Or he was always there. That character was always there. So,
well, I don't know. I mean, she pretty much from the moment that she was set free was really like, okay, I have just got to survive all of you people to gain my own freedom.
So they do have that's not from the books that I recall either. But they do have this whole story behind the scenes of her. She's essentially a slave to programming that was inserted by one of the emperors in the past into her system. So she's not free, because she's commanded to be loyal to Empire.
And he's a eggplant.
So we did watch episodes that we still have.
A limp eggplant.
We still have episodes to watch. Do they have a third season already?
You've asked me that last.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
we also watched Widow's Bay.
We watched another episode of Widow's Bay.
We have one more this Wednesday, which is the season finale, and I really have no clue how they're going to wrap this up.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to go with the obvious,
which is to get rid of the bloodline.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more complex than that, but we'll see.
It's really good, people.
It is really good. Dark humor, It's terrifying at times. It is, even in this most terrifying times, though, they insert humor into it. It is an amazing
Yes.
story.
Yes.
So definitely get a subscription or a trial to Apple TV and check it out.
Yes.
If you don't already have the Apple TV subscription. And if you don't, you probably should have, if you like streaming good dramas, because they do amazing
Yeah.
stuff. They have so many good things. And I am not an iPhone user. I'm not an Apple advocate, but their Apple TV is it's top notch entertainment.
Their production studio is amazing.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Because they do, that's where For All Mankind is too, right?
Yeah.
And the follow-up,
Star City,
which we still need to catch up on.
For All Mankind, yeah.
For All Mankind, and then watch Star City. So that's all really, really good.
And that series, we've not mentioned that series. For All Mankind is a
reimagining of the American Soviet space race if things had gone a little differently.
And it's interesting because you can see the political intrigue.
Yeah. Sort of a what if exercise. What if instead of just going to the moon, we had continued to go there, if we had built moon bases, if we had gone to Mars, things like that, which could have been done 35 years ago if we had not stopped our space program. We've talked about that on the podcast before. So I'm a little spicy about that when I talk about it, because I think it was a huge missed opportunity for us.
Yes.
So we're going to catch up on that. We are another Apple show. We are rewatching, as of last night, Ted Lasso, because the new season's coming out soon. Fourth season's coming out soon.
Up in August.
It's amazing. Jeanne commented after watching the pilot episode last night that all of these characters grow throughout the three original seasons. They start out very rough, very either
jaded.
Jaded or inept, naive, and they grow into much fuller characters. Yes. We were just noticing that the owner, Rebecca, I can't remember her last name. Her characters is
she's out for revenge.
Yeah, she's out for revenge. She's trying to tank the team, and she's really using Ted as a foil. She has no respect for him. She thinks he's useless. And we know that changes throughout the show, and they grow to respect each other, and she grows as a person.
I love this series.
But all of the characters grow and change, and that is really a sign of really, really good writing.
Yes.
To be able to take all of these characters, no matter how minor they seem to be, and give them all a story, give them all a backstory, give them all motivations and growth. And that is difficult as a writer to do, because many times when you write a character, you're just creating scenery, right? When you create a scene, there are certain things that have to be in the scene to work, right? So you have to have a chair and a table and a computer maybe, and lights, and you don't spend a lot of time on that usually. You just describe the scene to sort of create it. And the characters sometimes are the same way. You need a receptionist to answer the phone. You need someone to guide your main characters.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about your next book and your receptionist.
Right. But sometimes, though, if you're a really good writer, can make really, really big roles out of very small interactions. And sometimes it just gets away from you. Sometimes you create a character that just sort of takes over, which tends to happen to me because I fall in love with characters. And when I get their voice, they just get more and more lines. And that's happened twice to me already. Maybe more if you consider Dalton, because Dalton Rogers was a throwaway character, right? He doesn't even appear in the Failsafe program. He's just mentioned. And then he shows up in person
I thought he was in Failsafe program.
I don't think he ever appears in person.
I thought he shows up in the office.
They don't have an office in the Failsafe program. He's still an insurance analyst.
Oh, yeah.
He shows up in the cybernetic resonance. He actually shows up in person, and he's part of the adventure. And then I kind of wrote him out at the end of that book, but I left room for him to appear in other.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I don't know that I'll ever write a novel about him, but he might show up in short stories. He might show up in other places. I did create room for him to show up, and I intentionally put him in a scenario where I have some interest. because I wrote him his his exit. And this is a little bit of a spoiler if you haven't read Cybernetic Resonance, but his exit is to go work at a resort in Arizona.
Right.
And as you know, we went to, I don't know, were you on that trip?
I
to
was not
Phoenix?
on that. It was one of the conferences I didn't
Yeah.
go to.
So we went to a work conference in Phoenix, and this lovely, lovely resort that had this grassy courtyard. And in the afternoons, late afternoons, when it started to cool off, was filled with rabbits. I mean, just as far as the eye could see. And that's the scene that I thought of when I was writing that line, that he was going to work at Phoenix as a hotel security chief. So it gives me opportunity to write stories about him, and maybe we'll get to that. But obviously we talked about Ava Chen.
She's got a whole book.
Yeah. Now I don't know why this is all in Plot Popcorn, because it's not really related to that. But anyway, but the writers for Ted Lasso did
That's
a
fine.
fantastic job of
Yes.
creating these very robust, very full characters, and didn't really. There's no real throwaway character in this
I
story.
mean, some of the teammates don't shine as much, but
most of them have
I know.
something to do. They give a little something to almost every
Yeah.
single one of them. I mean, and famously, the actor who plays Roy Kent wasn't even hired to be an actor in the show. He's a writer.
I love Roy Kent's character.
That's amazing.
I just watched him in a romance movie.
Yeah.
Office Romance with J-Lo. That's one of the things I watched too.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure he did a fantastic.
he did. And of
Amazing.
course he called somebody the C word, which I'm not going to say, but I don't have a problem with that word. And he's like, no, we use that for everything. Like, you see your friend, you're like, hey, C word. and if they do something bad, they're like, oh, what a C word. And it was just funny. He's like, and the HR person was just like, no, you can't do that. But it was, he plays those characters well.
Yeah, he does. And having seen him do his stand-up routine,
and he goes on Sesame Street.
He goes Sesame Street. He talks about his tough guy image, and
Yeah,
he loves Sesame Street characters.
Yeah,
He's really, I'm blocked on his name, and it's making me crazy.
Brett something.
Yeah, he's great. He's an amazing actor.
So other than what rewatching, we started watching Jury Duty Corporate Retreat, and we only watched one episode, and we're not sure. We'll probably give it another 2 episodes. That's usually.
It seems like, so I understood the sort of office vibe that was even present during Jury Duty, the first season, but this seems a little too forced to be like that.
This season, they have a temporary worker who is coming along on a corporate retreat to be the basically the director's assistant.
Right.
And the director thinks he's in love with a coworker and proposes to her. And of course it doesn't work out, and I'm spoiling it for you, but that's okay. And he leaves, and then this guy is stuck doing his job, and it just seems, like you said, forced.
Right.
Like, would that really happen?
Well, it's not even so much that. It's just some of the interactions seem so obvious parallels to The Office. And maybe it's just that it's in an office environment in the first episode, but it just seems maybe a little not as original as the first season was amazing, because you really weren't sure what they were doing until after they revealed it all. I mean, they told you that it was a fake trial, but they didn't tell you the depth that they were going to. So that was kind of but now watching the second season, you're kind of looking for that sort of thing.
Yeah. So maybe we're jaded by
it could be hard to do that story twice, but we are watching that. We'll give it a little bit more try, though. We'll probably be leaning heavily on the Ted Lasso stuff and finishing up Foundation, because I really
want to finish Foundation. I really want.
And then the Ted Lasso, we have to finish that before August.
So we have plenty of time.
Yeah, but it's so good. Damn.
I know.
So I think that's pretty much all we watched. Again, I was out of town for 4 days. So
I watched a lot of Castle.
A lot of Castle going on.
I like it.
On those days where the home away system wasn't working for the cameras and they were turned on while you were in the house, I would see you. I would get a notice on my phone. I'd look up, and there you'd be watching TV. Here's Jeannie watching TV. That's what
Why
she
am
looks
I
like.
looking up?
That's what she looks like when she's watching TV.
I look up?
I don't know. That's how I do when I'm watching TV.
You look up when you don't look at the
Yeah.
TV?
I'll watch just the bottom half.
You're a freak. I don't get it.
I don't know.
What the heck, Jerry?
It's Jeannie watching TV.
All right. What's for dinner?
What's for dinner? So what's for dinner? I didn't do a lot of cooking, though I do have a lot of food stories for the week. So let's talk about that. So I did leave on Sunday. We didn't really cook last weekend that much because I was getting ready to go, and
I don't even know what we had for dinner Saturday night.
So usually what happens before the show starts, I'll flip through my phone because I'll take pictures of food so I can remember.
I know what we had Saturday.
What did we have Saturday?
We had barbecue.
Oh, that's right. We had barbecue. That is a fun story.
So Jeannie doesn't know how to order food from the Uber Eats app, apparently. And so I ordered what I thought was 2 meals, and it ended up being 4.
I go in to pick it up. She drives us over there. I get out of the car, go in to pick it up. And I get to the counter and I tell them pick it up. Oh yeah, okay. Girl puts down a bag with it looks pretty full, 2 meals in it, and then she's down a second bag, and I'm thinking, oh, she must have gotten somebody else's order out while she was going, and then she pushes both of them toward me, and I'm sort of staring at her, going, meanwhile, right at that time, I mean, instantaneously, Jeannie comes barreling in the door. I doubled the order. And the girl just sort of looks at her blankly. What? 2 orders? What? And I was just like, never mind. Don't worry about it. And we just grabbed both of them and brought them. So Jeannie had leftovers.
I did.
All week.
Which you finally used the recrisp on the Ninja Crispy, and man, that works.
And I used that last night for the leftover chicken thigh. It was fantastic. Crisped up the chicken skin, which I really hate soggy chicken skin. But it crisped it up really, really nice. It was really good.
Yeah.
That's week-old chicken. So almost
not quite a week,
but anyway. So we did cook last night.
Yes.
We cooked redid the garlic butter whitefish recipe. It was really good. It's garlic. We did it before. It's garlic, chopped up fresh garlic, softened butter, not melted. You want it softened so that it sort of forms a little paste. And then paprika and parsley.
Salt and pepper. There's parsley?
There's parsley and parsley in it. And then pepper, and then a generous amount of salt that Jeannie put in. I had forgotten the salt, but when Jeannie tasted it, she was like, needs salt. And she put salt in it, and it was really, really good. The fish was really good. And Jeannie did. We bought some, fresh vegetables, and you could do this with any vegetable.
Yeah.
And we talked about maybe doing different vegetables, but she bought some vegetables, and then she created a sauce for it. What was in the sauce?
So I just we bought some ginger paste and added some tamari sauce, which is basically gluten-free soy sauce. Better for you, high end.
Yeah,
tastes better.
Tamari is a brewed soy sauce. It's more expensive than regular soy sauce, but it is gluten-free and regular soy sauce isn't. Jeannie, of course, is gluten-free, and it tastes amazing. It's if you haven't had tamari sauce, you use
most high-end restaurants use tamari instead of soy sauce,
right? Because it's better. It's much richer taste. But
so and salt and pepper, and just kind of mix that up, and then toss the vegetables in it. They were really good.
Really good.
And unfortunately, there was no measurement. It was all a squeeze of ginger paste, a couple shakes of tamari, and
so we may not have an official recipe for that, but I think that's the lesson, though. Just experiment.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I know people.
We came up with this in the middle. We were actually looking at a vegetable packet,
right?
But it wasn't gluten free, so we're like, okay, well, we're not going to do that. And he's like, well, can't you just do it? And I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, I guess I need ginger paste, and
then
which is so much easier than
Fresh
slicing.
ginger. I get it, folks. Fresh ginger is really good,
It's
but
so
it
good,
is
but
so difficult to work with, to peel
I
and
have
to and
really sensitive
our
fingertips.
arthritic 60-year-old hands.
It's not me. I'm not 60.
Anyway,
I'm 79.
59.
I heard 79. No, 59.
59. Anyway, but yeah, don't be afraid to experiment. I mean, worst case, you throw it out and you order some takeout and you
Or
learn from it.
or you
But
have a sandwich, which
but yeah, but I mean, I don't know that we've ever done anything that was so bad we couldn't eat it. It was things we would eat and we were like, man, this could be better. What? And that's usually what we say to each other. We go, how would we make this better?
yeah.
But usually it's just fine. And usually you say, okay, well, we could later, maybe the next time we'll try adding this, or maybe we'll try adding that. But a lot of times you just stumble on those are really flavors that are good together. Now, I will sometimes Google flavors that complement each other to sort of get an idea or what seasonings go with certain types of food. Like if you're going to cook an Asian dish, you want to look at the spice palette for that.
You don't want oregano.
You don't want oregano because that'd be more Italian, Middle Eastern, not Middle Eastern, Mediterranean. But you want to look at the spice palette, but just be comfortable exploring it. I mean, I think that's the funnest part about cooking.
It is.
Sort of learning, like, and
there's oil in there too.
Yeah, you put a little oil to hold it together.
Yeah. The bad part is that I forgot to spray the sheet pan, and so
it stuck a little.
It stuck,
but it was really good.
So half the vegetables were left on the sheet pan. It was really sad because you mentioned something about not enough vegetables, and I think maybe I buy the bigger bag of broccoli when we do just broccoli. So maybe
I was thinking about maybe just that's what I was thinking about. Maybe buying like broccoli, and then I mean, if you want cauliflower, we could do that too. But maybe buying the broccoli and then just buying a bag of the baby carrots and just mixing those in.
It's never wrong to have baby carrots in the house.
Baby carrots are good. They're a good snack too. So I'm trying to think. I think that's it. We didn't really do much other cooking this week, though. So I did talk about what I ate when I was in Vegas, and we discovered that there's a new thing. It's not new, but it's different from what I've usually done in Vegas, and that is I had 2 group meals this past week that were family style in Vegas. And I'm not a huge fan with large groups of family style. And the real reason is because there's way too much food and it all gets wasted. And it's just that's sort of I'm not a fanatic about it, but it just seems like a lot of waste when they bring out all this food. So the first was an Italian restaurant, and it was the main dishes were spaghetti,
lasagna wasn't even there, and I know a
salmon dish, no, chicken parmesan. Salmon dish was the other night.
Chicken parm is normally served with a side of spaghetti. So
yeah, but the spaghetti dish was like big as your
my what? Big as my what, Jerry?
big as something.
Big as my what?
Big as your head twice. Anyway. It was just a giant thing with spaghetti.
Big as my.
Anyway, the second night was at a steakhouse, and I was thinking, oh, great, I'm going to have a baked potato. No, they served some potato mash thing but they had really, really good steak, both a ribeye and a I can't remember what it was.
Where did you have the hamburger?
That was one of our conference meals during lunch or something.
Oh,
that wasn't at the steakhouse. But they had ribeye meat, but they
that's
served
from a
it
picture
already
he
cut
showed me
on the plate, and then they would serve you. They served you. So, I mean, it was the meat was good, the food was good, but I'm just not a big fan because they just took tons and tons of that food away.
Apparently, so I Googled it while you were there. We were talking about it. Apparently, it's big with the bachelorette scene and with the group scenes, and I get it.
It's faster than having everybody order. I agree with that. We usually do a fixed menu, which is what I thought they were going to do. And I understand that. It does take a long time. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate that, because the worst thing to do is go out to dinner with 15, 20 people and you have a full menu. It takes 2 hours to get your meal. And it's a 3-4 hour job getting a whole meal done that way, because
Right.
the 3 courses and all that stuff, and everybody at a different pace. So I understand that part. It was just a little different. So so those were my meals in Vegas, and then flying back, I had a gourmet meal at McDonald's.
You totally glossed over your fish and chip
I had fish and
excursions.
chips twice. So I had fish and chips at the Americano at Caesars.
And I was trying to remember if we ate there, and we actually did. We had, I think, a breakfast.
We had breakfast there because I had Eggs Benedict there. I
Yeah.
remember having Eggs Benedict there. Yeah. One of the first times I ever had Eggs Benedict. So, and then on one of the nights, I was starving when I got done, and several of us had talked about going to In-N-Out Burger, but that never happened. I just got tired of waiting. So I went back to the room and I did their menu order. What pops up? Gordon Ramsay's pub thing that's in Caesar's Palace, and I ordered fish and chips. Really, really good fish and chips.
He does some
amazing
good fish and chips.
So I did have that. You're right. I did gloss over that because I was focused on my whole rant about family style dining with large groups. I like family style dining with smaller groups, like 6 people, that really know each other. They'll order the dishes they want, right? Because you agree on the dishes, right? Not just they give you one of everything.
Well, didn't your former president prefer family style? Like, you guys would go out to lunch and he would...
No, that was... Yes, but no.
You guys would go to P.F. Chang's.
P.F. Chang's, he always ordered family style at P.F. Chang's because he wanted something, a little bit of everything. And again, with 4 people, that is amazing. You all order a dish that you like and you get to share with everybody. I love family style dining in a small context, but with 25 people,
right?
Nobody's picking anything. It's not like you're ordering anything. We do appetizer orders with large groups. That's great because everybody says, "Oh, I want this, I want this, I want this," and then you get to share a little bit of everything. That works. It's just when they bring you this random sampling, like I didn't really need salmon and steak for dinner. That was too much food. There was 3 platters of proteins at this meal, and I never did get to get my baked potato. And there were 2 folks at the table next to me who were vegetarians, so they got a special meal. What did they get? The world's largest baked potato, bigger than Jeannie's head.
Live at 11.
She can't kill me before I finish this book. Can't.
Well, I could, but
just a ghostwriter.
I really don't want to spend my...
All right.
Can I play Mahjong in prison?
That's the other thing. We can talk about that on I don't know where we'd fit that in.
I don't know.
Maybe in Plot and Popcorn.
Yeah. I've discovered Mahjong and I love it.
Discovered Mahjong. We'll do it. We'll do next week. We'll talk about Mahjong because we just got Mahjong tiles and we have a bunch of Mahjong stuff coming. So that'll give her an opportunity to talk about it and show you pictures and stuff. We'll talk about that next week. I think that's about it though for this week. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm really sad that she didn't do the penguin song for us.
What if you asked her to do the penguin song?
Hey, Abby, do the penguin song.
That's not the penguin song. I know what we're going to get, folks. Nope.
Oh, no, she didn't want to do that.
Nope. All right. Oh, and with that, all stories must come to an end, but our process is just getting started.
I don't know what I'm doing. Thanks for joining us behind the scenes with the Co-Authored Life.
I'm J.E. Sutton Jr.
And I'm Jeanne. See what we're currently working on. Visit us at jesuttonjr.com. And we'll see you later. A-